I'll call meeting to order. Let the record show that all board members are present. To have motion to approve the agenda with one small modification. On recognitions, we're going to move G off till another time. Have a motion to approve the agenda with adjustments.
I move we approve the agenda with the adjustments as were noted.
All those in favor say aye. Oh, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, it's a fun night. Recognitions. Math Field Day Regional and State Level Award winners. Leanna Chesley. Go down.
Well, one of you's coming too, right?
Marcia, you want to go? Picture?
Phil Day? Yeah. Okay.
You-
Okay, good evening, Dr. Starcher, President Ford, and board members. I'm here today to present the Regional and State Math Field Day Awards. So representing fourth grade, the Regional Math Field Day, first place, Andrew Tran. Okay, for Regional, fifth grade, first place, Cody Wren. And I'm going to have him stay up too because he also placed second for the state Math Field Day.
Mom, you come on up here.
For Regional Math Field Day, sixth grade, first place from Trap Hill Middle School, Bailey August. First place from Liberty High School, Elijah Pilkington. And for the Regional Math Field Day, representing Woodrow Wilson High School in the 10th through 12th grade division, Zymon Wren. Thank you so much for this opportunity. These students did a great job on the county. They won first place at the county, and then they all received first place at regional and represented Raleigh County in the state division as well. So great job.
Oh, congratulations. The next one is Merit Scholar recipient and U.S. National Merit finalist, Ms. Hodges.
Good evening, President Ford, Superintendent Dr. Starcher, fellow board members. I have the honor and privilege this evening to introduce you to an incredible, outstanding student from Shady Spring High School. His name is Noah Stafford. He will be a graduate this year. He will be the class of 2025. He was recently named a National Merit Scholar. That means he is one of 11 seniors in the state of West Virginia receiving $2,500 scholarship. He was chosen by a national board of college admission officers, including guidance counselors, and to also think about how competitive this award is, 2,500 of the 15,000 National Merit finalists receive this scholarship. So this is huge for Noah. So I would like to introduce you to Noah Stafford. As they're taking pictures, I would like to point out a few other items to brag on. He will be double majoring in neuroscience and psychology. He has received a full cost of attendance scholarship for 4 years, a 5th year of grad school tuition. He will be attending the University of Alabama. He has been accepted into their Randall Research Scholars Program. There's only 40 finalists that received that, so I wanted to take just a few more moments to brag on Noah. So congratulations, Noah. Thank you.
Mr. Questenberry? Is he here? He's not? Are those people here? Get the award?
Not proceed. We'll skip over.
Okay.
It's for Mr. Cutler.
Okay, WVSNA Cook-Off Award recipients. Ms. Baker?
I put them on the sheet. Might be easy. Thank you, Dr. Starcher, President Ford, and board members. Child nutrition has not spoken all year, but we have had such a year and the last 2 months that I could not go without acknowledging all of this year. It's been an honor to be director of child nutrition this year. It's amazing. The first award was the recognition of the West Virginia SNA School Nutrition Association. 5 of our cooks in the county attended March 30th, 28th and the 30th. And there was 2 recipients or attendees that did receive awards there. The first one was Joyce Carpenter from Daniels Elementary. She was first place in a banana nut bread, but in the bread competition. April Allen, Gent Elementary. She was second place with a honey butter bread in the bread competition.
Just so you know, ladies, I really like banana nut bread. So if you would, that's that good, you could always, get a test up there.
I agree. Okay, and we move on. We go into a Moo Cow Dance Challenge competition. And I must tell a little story before this. Like I said, in the beginning of the year, the kitchen staff and George Carpenter decided that they would adopt a calf from the Discover Dairy, and the name of the calf was Peony, and that led into this Moo Cow Dance Challenge. And if BJ will play the video, it's pre-K. It is the pre-K classes. It's okay. She is present. I would like to introduce the cow. It's Jess. It is Jess from Daniels Elementary. Please stand, Jess. She's bashful, but she did it for us anyway. But great job. Okay, so we have a certificate for the pre-K category. They won first place in this category of between Georgia and both of them were from Georgia. So go West Virginia. We are doing good on this. Yes, we beat Georgia twice. So if Miss Timmy Akerd would accept the certificate, and Miss Teeny, she was the one that orchestrated. Oops. Y'all need to do it. And our final award tonight was given out this morning, and I'm not sure how Tammy Akers and I kept it a secret. It was amazing. It's hard. It's hard for me to keep it. But we were honored. In February, I actually entered a cook that I thought was outstanding for a Tyson Hunger Heroes. And they would do a art if they were to win a cartoon art. And we were lucky enough that our recipient did win first place. And there's only 5 nationally in the United States, and she is the #1 in this region. So Joyce Carpenter was our recipient and received $5,000 this morning. So, and she was on the news this evening. Awesome. Oh. We're fixing. To give you a story behind the cartoon character, Tyson did state with her signature that this would be a marketing with the 4 others, so she will be plastered all over Tyson Chicken. So just letting you know. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, agenda items, we have none. Non-agenda items, we have none. Communication report, Dr. Hutchins.
Well, the only thing I've done is I did work at the Pre-K Expo, which was really, really good. It was very well organized, but the schools did a fantastic job with their set up their exhibits and had so many nice games and giveaway for kids. It was really a nice event.
Ms. Smith?
Well, the only thing I did, like everyone else, is I attended the Teacher of the Year banquet, and I was very impressed with the food that our culinary arts students prepared. I thought it was excellent.
Ms. Hamrick?
Shout out to the pre-K and people that put it all together. Our schools are in big competition on who has the nicest booths. Every year, they step it up just a little bit more. It was really good. And Teacher of the Year dinner was super nice also.
Mr. Snuffer?
I just second what everybody else said about the Teacher of the Year banquet. The Pro Start kids just did a wonderful job out there with the preparation of the food and all the process and the decorations. The people were in charge of that. Eric, he's a decorator now, so he does all that stuff. It's like saying yes to the dress, only he has his own little thing there. He got to do it, but no, it was excellent, and I think the teachers appreciate it, and I appreciate the teachers. Raleigh County is very honored and very blessed to have a number of great teachers, and it's nice to be able to show a little appreciation for them. But that's all. But it was a nice event. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, also, I attended that wonderful teacher reception and awards. Thank you, Eric, for everything you did and your team. That's all I had. Dr. Starcher.
So I'll echo what everyone has said here. It was a very wonderful banquet, and I do appreciate Mr. Dillon. I know it takes a lot of work to put that together, and it often goes unnoticed, but I certainly appreciate his work on that. And our entertainment that evening was very good as well. So we're looking forward to him returning this Thursday. I'm wondering if he'll sing the same songs or perform the same songs, but if he'll have different. So that was very enjoyable. We do have our service banquet this Thursday night. And then I'll just remind everyone of our scholars luncheon next Wednesday, and then retirement next Thursday evening. A pre-K expo, it was very, very well planned and organized. I did enjoy visiting the booths. They were very, very good. Like Ms. Hamrick said, I think they're in great competition because I understand Ms. Blankenship provides them a little party, whichever school has the best booth. So I think they're in tremendous competition for that. But we had some wonderful booths. I want to thank our schools, our elementary schools for that. I do want to just acknowledge again our SNA and our school cooks and cafeteria managers for their efforts. You know, it's sometimes difficult to get students to eat, but the work that's going on at Daniels in terms of encouraging students to participate in the child nutrition program. That video, I hadn't seen it. It was amazing. You know, I personally like to eat in the Daniels cafeteria because it's very good food, but the video was amazing. And I think things like that just get kids more involved and encourage that participation. So I do want to thank Ms. Carpenter and her team for the work they do, and obviously Ms. Akert for supporting it. I will say this morning, as I videoed Ms. Carpenter, I was just videoing, waiting for her to finally realize it was about her. I knew she knew it was about her when she went like this and the hairnet came off. So, again, I'm very proud of what our cooks and our SNA chapter have done. I don't believe it was mentioned here this evening, but as has been mentioned before, the SNA chapter, they provide our chili. They prepare our chili and provide it for our chili cook-off booth that we have. We've done that 2 years now. Is that correct? 2 years. And it's a long day, but our cooks are phenomenal with that. And then they also organize the child nutrition booth at our wellness fair, and they always win first place. No matter who the judges are, they always come out as the winner. So they put a lot of time and effort into what they do, and I'm just very appreciative of them. So the last thing, I don't believe, I may have mentioned this at our last meeting, I'm not positive, but I do see Sheriff Pretty in the back. And I believe I informed you we were having the grand opening of our sheriff's detachment at Clear Fork at our last meeting. So we have done that. And Sheriff Pretty and myself, several officers, Mr. Dillon, we were there for the grand opening. And I know I've had several people approach me after seeing us on the news and just being appreciative for opening that detachment at Clear Fork and serving that part of our community. So thank you again, Sheriff, for your partnership. And we look forward to great things at Clear Fork and across the county. Thank you for being here. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Other reports, Ms. Lacy, Director of Attendance.
Good evening, President Ford, Dr. Starcher, and board members. I'm here to present the 8th month attendance data. For the 8th month, the attendance rate was 89.184. Our enrollment was 9,582. We had 3 high school exits for the month. Our homeschool, we had 24 new homeschool for the 8th month, 4 new homebound, 15 to alternative, and 6 new Hope Scholarship Notice of Intents received for the 8th month.
Any questions?
That seems like a lot in 1 month for the homebound. Is that unusual for that many?
Homeschool.
Homeschool, 23 in 1 month?
As you can see, there are other months where it's been higher.
Okay.
Some have been lower, so it just
Just the
fluctuates.
thing, okay.
Any other questions? Thank you. Mr. Sexton, update on the T4 scope of practice.
President Ford, Dr. Starcher, and board members, thank you for allowing me to talk to you for a moment about T4. And first of all, begin with a thank you for supporting our program here, for supporting elementary students with chronic behavioral issues that would need significant support. Our program is still purposely small. We're doing a very good job at making sure that our program is meeting the needs of the most needy students, and we've become a model for the state. And we've had very many counties come to us and look at how we do practice and several receive several commendations. But through that process, and we believe that we are so successful because we always are looking for continuous improvement and opportunities to reflect on our current practice. And working with Ms. Hodges' Office of Secondary, and Ms. Lewis' Office of People Services, we believe we've identified an area that we can improve our practice. And that area, we wanted to inform you tonight that we are going to expand our scope of practice to include serving students at times through the first semester of 6th grade. The rationale for that is that a lot of times we receive students during the 5th grade school year that require significant supports. Potentially they've been expelled from school, or they've not yet met their goals of improving their behavior and prepared to return back to school. Our current practice is at the end of the 5th grade school year, over the summer, they are then enrolled in virtual school. They remain in virtual programming until they are permitted to return to their 6th grade school. As you can imagine, they then return to 6th grade with little support. They've had little contact between the summer and that time that they re-enroll in their 6th grade year, and they're not having great success with that transition. So we're electing to, with your permission, to expand our scope of practice. So for those 5th graders that would naturally not re-enroll in school for the first day of school for their 6th grade year, we'll retain the enrollment with T4 up until their semester, and we will then purposely conduct the transitions for those students to help them transition naturally back into school with hopefully greater success. We believe that we can have greater success with those students by keeping close contact and face-to-face programming with them until they do return to their schools. Questions?
I think that's amazing that they need that support going over. Like our T4 program, I put it up against anything in the state.
Thank you.
I wonder how that's going to, with the new bill that the governor signed, this, I guess, classroom system is the name of the bill or whatever, where teachers now can say, hey, you know, we've handled those differently, but I'm just wondering how that's going to affect them with the T4. I know you guys testified before the committee that did that, but if we envisioned how I can see an increase in the numbers, put it that way, we have to deal with.
I believe that at some point, probably, I would like to present to you our full scope of practice to show you how we purposely will prevent that from happening, and that we have a wide network of supports in the district that help prevent that program from growing to an unmanageable level.
That's right.
We don't want it.
We maybe take some of those principles you're using, but put those on a school basis for smaller, less offensive people who need less support than what you're able to give in our full-blown program.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that.
I'll put that together for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business. Policies and procedures. The following are to be placed on 30-day comment period. Dr. Starcher. A, approve revision of D.3.30, promotion, retention, and graduation requirements.
Board members, starting on page 4 of D330, you'll see some proposed changes. On page 4, those apply to virtual school. You'll see just some process additions to the process of using dual credit or earning dual credit in Raleigh County schools. And then section M is something new, and I want to make sure we talk about this evening. In accordance with State Board Policy 2510, school systems now have the opportunity, if they choose, to allow athletes, high school athletes, to earn PE credit through successful completion of an athletic season. So you'll see in section M that upon successful completion of an athletic season, an athlete would receive point or a half credit of PE. So successful completion of 2 athletic seasons during high school, a student would receive a full PE credit. It is only for the PE graduation requirement. This would not be for other PE electives. But this is something that is new. Other counties have implemented this. I'm not suggesting all counties have, but some have. And Ms. Hodges and I have met with the high school principals about this possibility. The high school principals do support it. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to entertain those.
I guess my only question is, one per year, is that correct? Is that
No,
what-
it's just one. For
I mean, half. That's what I'm saying.
So-
I play football, then I play basketball. Is that only one? Is that only a half? Or is that a
you
whole?
would get you would get a full credit, 2 halves.
Okay, I
You'd
get a full-
half
full
credit
then.
for
Okay, that's what I wanted to
PE.
say.
I mean, half credit for football and then a half credit for basketball if you successfully complete.
Both of them. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Okay.
And you'll notice that this is only eligible for this opportunity or options only eligible for completion of SSAC sanctioned sports, which also includes band. So that is that's included.
I guess
It's a non-graded.
It is non-graded, non-weighted. It just gives you credit for completion of the course, but it would not. You don't earn.
who would the coaches have to certify that roster to
So there's
the
a-
register or whoever to show that they were there?
There's a one-page contract that we've developed, or Ms. Hodges has developed, that, yes, the coach and then the principal would be the two that would ultimately sign off on it so that it's transcribed.
Okay.
Any other questions? I have a motion to approve the 3.3 going to be put on 30-day comment.
I move we put policy 3D.3.30, promotion, retention, and grade requirements for 30-day comment.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Approve revisions of policy E.7A, elementary athletics.
President, Ford, board members, there are some minor changes to policy E7A. You'll see on page 2 a couple changes about the possibility of having a mascot. An optional mascot may be chosen. They must have 5 practices prior to the first game. So that's been added. On page 3, this was really the, I believe, the impetus for revising this policy. If you recall earlier, we had some questions about cheerleading. So the elementary principals have worked on this policy to hopefully address any issues we had previously had. So this is coming from the elementary principals, and I would recommend it be placed on 30-day comment.
Y'all heard the recommendation, have a motion.
I move that we put policy E7A, elementary athletics, out for 30-day comment.
Second. Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Approve policy C.3.4, transfer of service personnel during instructional term.
President Ford, board members, this is a proposed policy. Throughout the year, I meet monthly with RCEA, and early in the year, the organization had concerns about ECATs and their movement just throughout the school term. So based on the concerns they had, we actually met jointly, AFT, RCA, and SSPA. We met as a group and discussed the concerns teachers and some service personnel had raised over the movement of service personnel, and the fact that there's language in state code. It's 18A27B, that section of state code that allows us to limit the movement of service personnel throughout the school year. Raleigh County Schools has not historically done that, or as long as I've been here, we've not done that. But after a very lengthy meeting with the three organizations, the three organizations asked that I draft this policy and would like to implement it at the beginning of next school year. So you can read through that. I'm not sure if you have yet, but autism mentors are already held in autism classrooms in accordance with the law. But we haven't held ECATs, for instance. But this policy would essentially, we would be implementing the policy to coincide with what's already provided for us in the law. So I would recommend it be placed on 30-day comment. And
I have one question.
yes, sir.
I know on teaching positions, after a certain days, they can't move. However, the superintendent has the option to waive that. Do you have the same in this?
Yes. In
Unless they do it
2.2, yeah, in section 2.2, I was just looking to see where I had written that. In 2.2, except as provided in section 2.1, if you skim down, unless otherwise mutually agreed upon by the service person and the county superintendent or designee. So it can be done. But that does occasionally happen with a teacher, but it's not often, but the latitude is still there.
There may be a situation, each situation's a little different.
Correct.
Okay. I move we have put policy C.3.4, transfer of service personnel during instructional term out for 30-day comment.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. The following policies have been completed the 30-day comment period. Approve revision of policy F.8, advertising on county property. Dr. Starch.
President Ford, board members, I would recommend that policy be approved as presented. We did not receive any comments during the 30-day comment period.
Any questions? Motion?
Move we approve the policy F.8, advertising on county property. It came off 30-day comment.
So second. All those in favor say aye. Items A, B, and C. Any objection to approving consent items A, B, and C together? Or do we need to pull any of them out?
I move we approve the consent items as were submitted.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the request for extension to the 4-year attendance policy. Mr. Fuller.
Yeah, President Ford, Dr. Starcher, board members. ACT had another student complete all their testing just a few weeks ago, had already completed their CTE requirements to be an option 1 completer, and are asking for an attendance exemption for the remainder of this year.
Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the exemption to the 4-year attendance requirements?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Consider approval of the Character Strong Social Emotional Curriculum for Elementary Schools. Mr. Sexton.
Again, board, this is somewhat of an extension of the discussion we began earlier with T4, and that this is another improvement to our scope of practice, and we're going to request that you consider a purchase. BJ, do we have the screens available for this presentation? I have a backup if you don't. Don't worry about it. There we go. So I believe that you received a packet that had a quote and some information about a product called Purposeful People. It is a curriculum product developed by Character Strong. Currently, Character Strong is a vendor that we use in Raleigh County at a couple of schools, and we've seen some success with that program. And so we look deeper into that program, and we like what we see. So I'd like to present to you tonight what the program is and what it could potentially do for us as you consider the purchase of this product. Purposeful People is an SEL. An SEL is a social emotional learning curriculum. A social emotional learning curriculum, it aims at developing students' social emotional competencies. And within state policy, it expects that all districts do adopt an SEL as part of the multi-tiered system of support through policies 2510, 4373, and 2419. And we have been progressing along that route for some time. However, we have independent operators across the district and that they've chosen their own tools. We've allowed that on purpose because we believe that schools need anonymity and as far as choosing their products and having buy-in to those products. However, what we also see in the research, it also informs us that having district-wide buy-in is just as important. And so this tool, I believe, can get us closer to the expectation of having a system of support district-wide, also giving the schools some latitude in how they operate. Character Strong, the product of Purposeful People, is specifically designed for elementary schools. And for elementary schools, it has 3 foundational social-emotional components. It teaches emotional regulation skills, social skills, and executive functioning skills. There's very few products out there that combine those 3. There are a lot that do have the social skills or the emotional regulation component, but what's different about this one is that it does have executive functioning skills. And if you're unfamiliar with that term, executive functioning are those skills that typically in an adult male don't develop until the late 20s, almost early 30s sometimes. It's those skills that, if ever, those are the skills of planning activities, following through, having the information at hand you need to make decisions about making good decisions in a timely manner. And so this program has those skills built into it to help students begin to build those competencies for those 3 areas. One thing that we like about this program that gives the schools the flexibilities they might need, even though we're adopting it district-wide, is that you can see here that it includes vertically aligned curricular content with a total of 36 weekly lessons at each grade level, but they're built in a way that is adaptive and flexible so that the lessons can be delivered either daily, weekly. There are different options on how teachers or counselors might decide to use these programs. This screen represents the 10 foundational character traits that is represented K through 5 for this program. So all of these are character traits that are taught through those 36 courses of lessons. And then also the 5 social-emotional competencies of self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and decision-making. All very high need in our schools today. I feel it's important to present to you also the evidence base for this program. The evidence base comes from a study involving 10 rural urban elementary schools in the Midwest region in 2nd through 5th grade. And what was measured was academics, problem behaviors, and social relationships. In all 3 of those areas, you can see by that green bar graph, all of them had significant representation of improvement or that they had influence on those areas through this program. And so we believe that those are 3 areas we also want to influence with our students, and that's why we brought this before you tonight. As far as the quote goes that I've put before you, the quote consideration, the total amount requested is $142,362. The funding mechanism for that is a current grant that we have through the state. It is Stronger Connections grant, and that grant has in it the funding available for this. However, we need to approach for permission to move forward. The product itself provides all elementary schools the SEL curriculum across all 17 of our elementary schools. All of the schools will receive access to tiers 1, 2, and 3 solutions. And what that means is that there are 3 levels of instruction: classroom instruction, small group instruction, and individual instruction. It provides all 3 levels of that for all schools. It also provides access to the low-high toolkit. Basically, that's a library of resources teachers can access at any time. Given a specific behavior that they want to address in a group, they can look for the materials, download, print, copy, whatever they need to do through this library of resources. As far as professional development goes, we do have one-on-one in-person sessions scheduled, and then on demand per each school. So each school will have then, after the face-to-face session with all schools, have the opportunity to schedule a face-to-face, a virtual session with the company as needed. And then there's also unlimited access to the virtual PD library, which has various topics about the program. If they need to know how to use it or what the most effective ways to use the program, they can then watch those videos over and over as long as their license remains active. So that, in a nutshell, is the presentation I have for you to consider. The quote that I've put in front of you, and there's also in that packet representative of the specific lessons that can be taught over those 36 weeks.
Looking at the bid, I just have one question real quick. On the second page there, we got Ridgeview, Marsh Fork, and Stratton, and there's quantity of 3 for different things for them. Are they getting something extra than the other schools are getting, or what is it?
Those Ridgeview, Marsh Fork, and Stratton Elementaries are the 3 schools that have this product already.
Have it, so they don't, okay.
And we've learned from their practice, and so the price is different because this is a renewal for them rather than an initial purchase.
Okay, so that, okay, I got you. Because I saw the 17 over here, and I saw the 3, so I wanted to, okay, understand, thank you.
So Ellen, this will help with recent legislation, won't it, as far as addressing those needs?
It will. It definitely will. This is something that, despite the legislation that we do need to have in place, because to inform, as we were talking about earlier, improving our practice, we believe that the research tells us that all schools need to have these character traits being taught in a efficient manner to all students across the school year in order to bring the behavior that we're looking for.
Yeah.
So, Alan, this will then become a component of the elementary curriculum?
All elementary schools have an expectation to have an SEL, or social immersive learning curriculum, already. Some do, some don't. Some have pieces, some have parts. We are providing them access to a full curriculum to use within a scope of practice.
By the classroom teacher?
That is to be defined. So we still need to work on the expectation of who would deliver, when would deliver, but there are 36 weeks of lessons that could be delivered within particular groups, small groups, or large groups, by the classroom teacher, by a counselor, or any other staff that would be involved in the multi-tiered system of support.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
I move we approve the purchase of Character Strong with the bid as was submitted to us.
I'll second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the CEFP amendment number 2 application.
Thank you, President Ford. Board members, you may recall, I'm sure you do recall, at the end of March, this board approved the MIP application to submit for the HVAC system at ACT. I reached out to ask, did we have to actually do another full amendment? Our CEFP included references to the HVAC system, but it was not one of our top 7 priorities. So the State Department said, yes, we needed to do an amendment. So this is the amendment before you. Any section of our current CEFP, there are multiple, I think there are 7 different documents here together. But anywhere that the priorities were listed, anywhere that referenced ACT. We had to look at that and just revise it to make sure it included the HVAC system replacement. So that is before you. And this must be in place, this must be approved in order for us to be considered for the MIP. And should you approve this tonight, then I will submit it to Michael Whitlow at the State Department tomorrow, and it will be on the May State Board agenda for consideration.
Okay, any questions?
I move we approve the approval of the CEFP Amendment 2.
Is there a second? Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Until the State Department, we enjoy killing trees. Okay,
It's a lot.
Consider approval of the surplus and obsolete property items for scheduled auction Saturday, May the 17th at 9 a.m. in case you want to go.
So tonight, I don't believe we actually have the final list of items. We don't. Okay, that's what I thought. So tonight we are just asking for approval to hold our auction on Saturday, May 17th at 9. And then at our next regular board meeting, we'll bring you the actual list of items.
Who, have you contracted with the auctioneering company yet to do it, or? He will arrange, okay. Okay, okay.
Any questions? Have a motion?
Move to approve the property.
Personnel, approve the superintendent's recommendations for personnel 24-25 year.
My recommendation is as presented. No changes.
Y'all,
So moved.
Second.
D, approve superintendent's recommendations for personnel 24-25 year.
Okay, we do have some adjustments.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. On page 1, bottom section C, we need to change for Alyssa McGee. It should reflect Fairdale Elementary now. Page 7, about midway down that very top section, we need to add Parapro to Ruta Pritchard. It should reflect Kindergarten Aid 2, ECAT 2, Parapro. And then last revision, page 9. Nicole Weeks is under section C. That should reflect Shady Spring High School instead of Stanford Elementary.
And then board members, back on page 1, section titled Coordinator of Student Services. I'd like to make these changes. The first one will be Erica Hampton from Woodrow Wilson High School Counselor to Coordinator of Student Services, Independence High School. The second one is Laura Colacerto, Counselor, Shady Spring High School, to Coordinator of Student Services. Oh, I'm sorry, I wrote that out. Apologize. Second line should be Kara Tabor, Counselor, Liberty High School, to Coordinator of Student Services, Liberty High. The third line should be Laura Colacerto, Counselor, Shady Spring High School, to Coordinator of Student Services, Shady Spring High School. And then the fourth line is Charles Fuller from Not Placed to Coordinator of Student Services, Woodrow Wilson High School. With those changes, my recommendation is as presented.
Okay, do I have a motion for her recommendations?
I move we approve the superintendent's recommendations with the noted additions and corrections as were submitted to us.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Approve administrative leave of a teacher.
Beverly Mamoon.
Have a motion.
Approve, or move we approve the suspension, or administrative leave, excuse me, Beverly Marone, is that correct?
Mamone.
Mamone, as recommended by the superintendent.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve administrative leave of a teacher.
Sherry Shoemate.
Move that we approve the superintendent's recommendation for administrative leave for, give me again, is that Terry?
Sherry.
Sherry Shoemate.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve suspension of a substitute teacher.
Matthew Mullins.
I move we approve the suspension of substitute teacher Matt Mullins as was submitted to us by the superintendent.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Approve suspension of a substitute teacher.
Daly Walker.
Give me that name again, please.
Daly
Daly. Okay.
Walker.
Okay. I move we approve the superintendent's suspension of substitute teacher Daly Walker as was submitted to us.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We do thank you for coming. That's all we have on our agenda. This meeting is adjourned.